The wait is finally over. One UI 5 Beta 1 is officially here for the Galaxy S22 series. This is the first full taste of Samsung's take, idea, and version of Android 13 for their current Galaxy S22 flagship devices. And in this video, we're going to break it down and see what's new so far when comparing it to the current official software, One UI 4.1. Hi, Ben from SamMobile. If you enjoy new and exclusive videos like this, then be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos on YouTube with SamMobile TV. Here is our first look and breakdown of One UI 5 Beta with Android 13 running on the Galaxy S22 Ultra versus One UI 4.1 running on the Galaxy S22 Plus. Let's dive straight in. As you can see from the software information section, we are running One UI 5 with Android 13. If you pop into the Android 13 software section and turn the clock hands to 1 p.m, the new Android 13 Easter egg appears. Compared to the previous Android 12 Easter egg, if you press and hold the center, the surrounding emojis change, and you also get a nice haptic feedback when doing so, which you can keep circling through. This is indeed a nice touch. We are running One UI 5 Beta 1 on the Exynos 2200 on the UK European model of the Galaxy S22 Ultra. The last four figures of the build number is ZVH4, and we are currently still on the latest August security patch at this time of this recording, which is on the 5th of August 2022. Let's look at the customization options, and firstly with color palette, which was first introduced with One UI 4 as Samsung's take on Google's Material You implementation. At first glance, it looks like not much has changed, but on a closer first look, when in dark mode, the applied dark mode wallpaper circle toggle icon is black rather than white, and also the wallpaper and style header writing takes on the core wallpaper color rather than the standard white color. When inside the color palette option, here's where we see the most changes in the options and also layout. When scrolling from the top down to the bottom, you notice that the color palette heading disappears. When choosing your color palette option this time around, it's broken up into two options based on wallpaper colors and basic colors. There is also now a separate toggle to enable or disable color palette. One UI 5 now builds on widgets, as you are now able to create stacked widgets of your favorite apps. With One UI 4.1, you were limited to using just smart widgets on a few apps like weather, time, and calendar in a stacked nature. But this time around, with stacked widgets, you can use widgets from different apps as long as the size of the widgets are the same. Once the stacked widgets are created, you can swipe left and right to access them. You can then edit the behavior of the stacked widgets by pressing and holding on the stacked widgets and then select Edit Stack, which then shows the option to toggle auto rotate widgets to automatically show you the most relevant information within the widgets as it's happening. When within the Edit Stack, you have the option to remove widgets or add new widgets as well. The caller ID pop-up has been simplified. When in an app, the caller ID pop-up now has the send message as a drop-down icon on the left, followed by the pickup and decline buttons on the right. When in the home screen and receiving a call, there is now a new default gradient color background mix between black, purple, blue, and green. Speaking of the background, you can now change the caller background for each individual contact so that at a glance you know who exactly and specifically is calling you. The notification settings have also been revamped and scaled down for a more simplified look. You now have options to first select app notifications, followed by lock screen notifications, then notification pop-up style, do not disturb, and then advanced settings. When in the app notification section, you can press on each individual app for more options on how notifications are controlled for that specific app, which also shows visualization toggle for the three notification types backed with a hide content on lock screen toggle below as well. The sounds and vibration settings have also been streamlined and given more options in certain areas. Each sound section, such as the ringtone, notifications, and system area, when inside, now have a sound level slider at the top. Small detail in aesthetics: when in the vibration intensity menu, there is an icon for each section on the left on One UI 5 compared to that of One UI 4.1. There is now a dedicated connected devices section in the settings menu. In here, you'll find settings and toggles which are usually in the advanced settings menu relocated, such as Samsung DeX and Link to Windows, alongside Quick Share, Smart View, and a new Auto Switch Bud section, which shows when paired with a compatible Galaxy Buds wearable, you can switch from another device to your Galaxy phone to make and receive calls. There is now an option in the connections menu to toggle the UWB ultra wideband alongside Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and NFC, which was there before. The notifications area has been given a slight tweak, with a slightly bolder look, especially to the icons, and a slightly more separated look to them. One UI 5 also leans more into Google's Material You design elements. One of such places you notice this change is the look of the app permissions dialogues, which indeed looks much closer to stock Android. Instead of having biometrics and security and also privacy as separate sections in the settings menu, like what you find in One UI 4.1, we now have security and privacy as one, which now houses all of what looks like the same settings as before, such as your biometrics and also privacy controls. Under accounts and backup, there is now a section for users in which you can toggle on and add additional users with their own personal profile. Under the advanced features section, Labs is now placed right at the top as the first option. Within Labs, you now have two additional multitasking options to toggle, which are swipe for pop-up view and swipe for split screen. Excluding the multi-window all apps toggle, when you click the other three Labs options, you can now see a visualization demo of the advanced Labs feature and how it works when enabled. This is nice when using these features that also you get a haptic feedback to indicate that it is working. The digital well-being also gets a slight change in looks, with the driver monitor and volume monitor taking up bigger footprint and size with their icons. In the device care, under the battery section, there is now a quick access button for view details of your battery usage, which wasn't there before, and gives quicker access to your detailed battery usage breakdown. The About section now shows a rendered image of your device on One UI 5 compared to that on One UI 4.1. In the quick settings section, there is now an additional option for active apps, which when selected will show you the apps running in the background for better visibility, and the option to close them down to preserve battery life. Thanks to the improvements in AI and software on One UI 5, you can now extract text using the Samsung keyboard, internet, gallery app, or even extract text from a screenshot. Demonstrating it here on the Samsung keyboard, the option was not there previously on One UI 4.1 and looks to be working quite well and really fast. There is no direct mention of animation improvements when it comes to the speed and mainly fluidity. In the default animation settings at 1.0x speed on both One UI 5 and One UI 4.1, Both animations do feel the same and quite similar, maybe slightly faster with One UI 5 right now. Within the camera app settings, there is now an option to toggle on a watermark to be added to your pictures. Within the watermark settings, you have the option to add and change the model name and also add the time and date, and also with the option to change the alignment of the watermark in 3 different positions, as well as lastly change the font style as well. So far, in terms of the stability and bugs, the only one we found is that when app switching, if you select one of the apps in memory, it does not work. When you also swipe up to go back to the home screen, 80% of the time the apps remain hanging there on the home screen until you actually swipe up again for them to disappear. So far, this is the only real major bug that we've experienced with One UI 5 Beta 1 at the moment, as it does feel actually quite stable. Overall, One UI 5 with Beta 1 so far looks to be a refinement and evolution to the previous One UI 4.1. Things might change as we do have a while away from the official suggested October-November final release time, so we will be covering One UI 5 at each stage and reporting on any new additional features and improvements discovered. Are you one of the lucky few with access to One UI 5 Beta 1 right now? What's been your experience so far? Let us know in the comment section below. For, of course, the latest news in the world of Samsung and your up-to-date One UI 5 and latest One UI coverage, be sure to visit us at SamMobile.com. And for the latest videos on YouTube with SamMobile TV, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, and we will see you next time.